We, as modern people, live in a world where technological inventions play a huge role. Television, cellular communication, radio, the internet, and satellite navigation. All of these have filled our lives. We have become so dependent on them that we literally and figuratively can't take a step without them. But let's consider what would happen if all of this suddenly disappeared. For example, if all the satellites fell down on Earth and cellular, television, and radio towers stopped working all at once. All people on Earth would lose contact with each other, and the world would plunge into chaos and anxiety. To what extent are we, modern people, attached to the benefits of civilization, attached and dependent on them? But technological progress has only leaped forward in the last 100 to 150 years, and our ancestors easily lived without all these luxuries. How did they live back then, you may ask? Quite simply. Many of them possessed superhuman abilities, which we will talk about in our film.
Teleportation. This word comes from the ancient Greek tele, far, and portage, transfer, instantaneous transfer over long distances. In ancient tales, we find mentions of flying carpets, speeding boots, and swan geese. In ancient myths, the legendary Apollo is transported from Hyperborea to Mount Parnassus. These and many other allegorical images tell us about this remarkable ability, teleportation. What is the basis of the phenomenon of teleportation? We live in a three-dimensional space governed by the laws of the physical world, where distance has a constant magnitude. However, there are multidimensional spaces where these laws no longer apply, and distance becomes irrelevant. A person who has mastered the art of teleportation is capable of connecting the starting and ending points of space through a multidimensional plane. This is how the instantaneous transfer of the physical body occurs. In the myths of the ancient Incas, there is a legend about how the main character would close his eyes under one tree and open them under another. In 15th century England, a nun who had never left the monastery teleported at night from England to Mexico. When she told the locals there about the events happening in her homeland, at first no one believed her. But when, a few days later, a ship arrived from England and described the exact same events, it became clear. The woman had indeed teleported. extrasensory perception and bioenergetics. This is a topic that interests everyone, from young to old, from businessmen to housewives, politicians, celebrities, and middle managers. And it's no surprise because each of us, through mastering energy, as if with the wave of a magic wand, wants to solve all of our problems, improve our health, win back a loved one, establish a successful business, and become successful, famous, wealthy, and loved. So many debates have arisen on this topic, ranging from complete rejection to widespread fascination. Jesus Christ casting out demons from the possessed, healing with a single touch, and raising the dead. The psychic who bends forks in front of a television screen. A famous healer who has restored the health of half of our celebrities and government elites. A hypnotist commanding entire crowds of people with just a wave of his finger. Fortune tellers, healers, magicians, passed down through generations. All of this is just the tip of the iceberg, called extrasensory perception. Inside each of us exists a belief in magic, miracles, and fairy tales. Even in the most fervent atheist lives a mystic who believes in the supernatural. The fact is that within us there is subtle energy. In India, it is called prana. In China, it is qi. For shamans, it is known as kut. And for Toltec magicians, it is called personal power. With this energy, one can heal not only illnesses, but also save someone from deep depression and mental disorders, as all these conditions are nothing more than distortions of our protective biofield. If we master this mysterious, subtle energy, any kind of magic will be within our grasp.
The circle prayer is a sacred ritual from ancient Tibet that has been existing for more than 3,500 years. The special sequence of the ritual, passed down by sages, is now available to us. During the ritual, the unique emotional energy of people directed toward events or individuals works miracles. People are healed, strikes and wars are stopped, earthquakes and tsunamis are calm. Over 250,000 people worldwide have already realized the healing power of the circle prayer. Now let us join hands and begin the ritual by chanting the mantra, Om.
First of all, I was interested, but most importantly, of course, it was to heal, to get rid of illnesses, because I know that the circle prayer heals, and I experienced all of this myself back home.
The circle prayer, without a doubt, I believe in it, because I've even seen people in my city sit in a sacred circle and pray for those in critical condition. Surgeries were being performed on them, and the doctors, when giving their prognosis, said that things weren't looking good. But after the surgeries, the doctors would come out and say it was nothing short of a miracle. We thought it would be one way, but things turned out much better, and the recovery was much faster. People were healing and recovering much quicker.
Let us turn in our prayer to the enlightened masters who radiate the fragrance of the finest grace, in whose field comes clear understanding and vision of all life, about nirvana, about God, about the infinite source of joy. We feel the presence of Buddha. We see Krishna. We sense Christ, El Morya, Zoroaster. We see many masters, and we turn to them. I felt very good when we envisioned the saints. It was as if the gates were opening. A very bright, kind light. I saw the face of Jesus, the face of Osho, and someone else. I might not know their names, but they were very bright people, and I had the feeling that they were somewhere inside me, and from there, the light was shining. When we began speaking about people, there was a very sublime and luminous feeling, and it felt like this light was passing through me, and it was so wonderful. Now let us turn to God, and with our consciousness, embrace the whole universe. You are flying through cosmic space at the speed of light, seeing planets, stars, and civilizations. And there is no limit, no end. God is infinite.
When you're somewhere in space and all around you is love, and you feel that the whole world is like this, you begin to feel love for every person on Earth and a sense of unity with everyone. Then a light ignites in each person's heart, which connects with the light of the person next to them, forming a chain of light.
Now I am sure that I love the world. I am sure I know what I want, how to achieve it, and how to protect it. I want to help people.
I want to contribute to peace, tranquility all over the world, on our Earth, because I know that the circle prayer is the kind of positive energy that can help us. It makes people kind, responsive, and good-natured, and greatly promotes positivity in all aspects.
In my city, we also hold the circle prayer, and we all gather together to pray for all humanity, for the entire planet, and for specific people who currently need our help and support.
Let's pray for people.
I found out last year that I had early signs of glaucoma, and during the circle prayer I was placed in the center of the circle several times. After some time, they tested my vision, and now it's 100% normal.
I simply walked in the circle of those who were praying. I walked out without a crutch, because lame means crippled in English. That's it, and the crutch is just lying there.
Last year I was in a car accident. I had 4 fractures in my facial bones, and my face was completely disfigured. I've known these people for a long time, and they knew what had happened to me. Circles were held daily for my healing. There are no traces on my face. I didn't have a single cosmetic surgery. Guys, this works. The moment of greatest impact was when we embraced the earth. It lit up entirely. In my visualization, it was like a golden glow, and I felt the earth respond. It wasn't just me hugging it, but it was also hugging me back.
I'm simply happy. I'm glad to be among my people. I'm not alone. I feel the love from every person around me. It's true. I feel it. Thank you.
A huge ball of energy is in our hands, filled with divine blessings of different colors. There is inspiration, love, and health. We lower the ball and it envelops the entire planet, protecting our dearest people with an amazing, subtle, invisible, yet most powerful protection in the world: divine love.
Someone who masters energy and knows how to refract it through space can materialize any physical objects. From gas, dust, and steam to large material objects. Modern scientists conduct experiments on materialization. Many of them doubt the scientific validity of such experiments. However, our ancestors were well acquainted with this phenomenon. To begin with, let's understand what is matter. Matter is made up of molecules. Molecules are made up of atoms. Atoms in turn consist of electrons, neutrons, and protons. And what are these particles made of? They are composed of subatomic particles, which in turn consist of even smaller and smaller particles. Thus, we can see that behind all of this is energy. Our entire material world is energy that has condensed and refracted through space. Think, for example, of the genie from the lamp, who could literally materialize palaces, people, animals, and anything else out of thin air. Or the pot of brew that could feed anyone. Or the invisibility cloak that made a person appear and disappear. All of this, of course, is from fairy tales, but as we know, through tales and myths, wise men sought to convey the truth to us. Levitation. This word comes from the ancient Greek to lighten, meaning to make something lighter or weightless. Modern scientists are struggling with this phenomenon, trying to explain it in terms of already known phenomena, such as rising air currents, gases, or magnetic fields. However, all these attempts have so far been unsuccessful. Scientists have not yet been able to reproduce this phenomenon. But let's turn to human history. Remember the ancient frescoes where the main characters are depicted with winged sandals, like Apollo, Hermes, and many others. This indicates that the hero was flying, specifically possessing the phenomenon of levitation. We find the same image on ancient Mayan frescoes, where the progenitors of humanity, the Anunnaki, are also shown wearing winged sandals. What is the phenomenon of levitation based on? Besides our physical body, we also have an astral body. People with a well-developed astral body gain the ability to overcome the law of gravity and lift their physical body off the ground. Yogis, shamans, and saints, before soaring up, enter a mysterious state of trance, ecstasy, or being filled with grace. Through these states of subtle energy, they fill their astral body, which in turn lifts the physical body from the ground. However, yogis do not recommend using this ability casually, as it, like many other abilities, consumes a tremendous amount of energy. Energy that could be used to help others, for healing, and for many other beneficial purposes. the ability to walk on water. This ability is part of the previous phenomenon, levitation. The body loses part of its mass, which results in the ability to seemingly float above the surface of the water. To an observer, it appears as though the person is simply walking on water. Remember the story from the Gospel. Christ says to Peter, "Step onto the water and come to me." Peter steps onto the water and begins to sink. And Christ says to him, "Why did you doubt?" Peter steps onto the water again and walks toward Christ. Christ responds, "Your faith has saved you." It is precisely this fullness of sublime experiences and connection to the higher that strengthens our astral body. Walking on glass. Before stepping on glass, we must remember that it is dangerous. Think of the Eastern dancers who perform their fiery dance on glass, or the Indian fakirs who effortlessly demonstrate this ability. Before stepping on the glass, a person communicates with it, asking it not to harm or injure their physical body. They also make their body weight lighter, which helps them demonstrate this remarkable ability. The phenomenon of firewalking. Many consider this an Indian exotic practice. However, in the Shaolin Monastery, its graduates faced a serious test. They had to push a cauldron of burning coals with their bare hands. And remember our ancestors, who, during the celebration of the solstice, jumped over bonfires, and the flames caused them no harm. Ancient people walked on coals, held live fire in their bare hands, and could even warm food in their palms. All of this tells us that it is possible to master the element of fire if we learn how to control it. When a magician performs the phenomenon of firewalking, They not only use levitation to lighten their physical body, as in walking on glass or water, but they also communicate with the fire beforehand and uses the protective functions of their energy field. And although modern humans' supernatural abilities are in a suppressed state, it is still possible to develop them. Gyud. Once a king was asked, "What is the sweetest thing in the world?" He thought and said, "My wife." Wrong. The king thought again and gave another wrong answer. This continued until he finally found the right answer. It turned out to be sleep. That's how this word is translated. Gyud is a state in which a person can hear you, but their consciousness is drowsy, asleep. Gyud is used for both healing and psychotherapeutic purposes. With its help, one can improve physical well-being, stabilize a patient's mental state, and thus increase their energy and self-confidence. This allows the person to achieve anything they desire: success at work, inner strength, dignity, wealth, and love. It is an amazing and very powerful practice. The guide must be able to speak with a very strong, confident, measured, and deep voice. This is how the main result in Gyud is achieved. Now, we will show you how to lead someone into a deep state of Gyud. You close your eyes. You feel your physical body. You feel your breath. You feel the rays of the sun directed at you. And you enter a deep, peaceful, calm state. You begin to sway slightly, forth and back, forth and back. Your body becomes rigid, strong and solid, like a stone pillar. You are becoming rigid, turning into an unbending stone pillar. You feel inner strength. You hear only my voice. On the count of 3, you will fall back. You feel your breath. 1. You feel the blow of the wind touching you. You are filled with a state of hardness and strength. 2. An irresistible force, like a magnet, is pulling you back. 3. Your body is like a stone pillar. You hear only my voice. Inside you, there is a state of complete tranquility and peace. You feel that your body has become very solid, very resilient, and capable of withstanding any weight. You are a stone pillar, able to support any load. You feel inner strength and resilience. You are capable of bearing any weight. Inside you, there is immense, unyielding strength. You are a stone pillar, capable of withstanding even an elephant. You feel how a light feather touches your body. You can endure any weight. You are an immense power, mighty and unbreakable. Your body's vast reserves are helping you. All the inner resources that have been activated within you are awakening, healing you, making you stronger, healthier, and more confident in yourself. You are revealing great mental abilities that will serve you in life. You feel all of this within yourself. And at the end of this session, you will feel great confidence and energy. You hear my voice. You are standing firmly on your feet. On the count of 3, you will open your eyes. You feel your body. You are rested and relaxed. 1. You feel your breath. You are filled with energy and you feel good. 2. You feel how all your organs, your entire body, have filled with strength and are ready for new joys and experiences in this life. All your internal organs are filled with energy. Your body is completely healthy, and you feel like a new person. 3. Well, how do you feel? Good. What sensations do you feel in your body? Strong. What did you feel during the session?
Strength, a strong body.
Did you feel someone walking on you or sitting on you?
I felt someone walking on me, but I don't know who it was.
And what weight category, roughly?
I don't know.
Look at this person. This is how a person can reveal their inner abilities. Through Gyud, we can uncover anything within a person. We can balance their mental state, help them with their psychological issues. We can heal them from deep, chronic illnesses, and some seemingly incurable emotional traumas. We can even make it so that someone walks on them, far exceeding the normal limits of what our bodies can handle. Inside of us, there are immense abilities, but we must use them to help people. And Gyud is something that, when you use it, you must remember. It should bring goodness. Telekinesis. This word comes from the Greek, meaning movement at a distance. Interest in this topic has arisen among different social classes at different times. Who among us didn't try Ouija as a child? The small plate with an arrow, moving from letter to letter, forming words, moved by some unknown force. But that was just childhood games. An interesting phenomenon is Ninel Kalugana, one that even in the mid-20th century scientists were interested in. The woman could move objects without visibly touching them. History knows many examples like this. In shamanic rituals, objects not only move, but also fly through the air. What is the basis of this phenomenon? The scientists conducting experiments with Ninel Kalugana specifically isolated her from all known fields and influences. However, the phenomenon still persisted. To produce this phenomenon, we must not act on the object itself, but on the energy information fields in which it resides. For this, we must exert immense mental and willpower.
Telekinesis is carried out through the etheric body, reinforced by vital energy. We can teach you to move and shift objects with etheric hands, and as you develop further, you will be able to attract favorable life circumstances from the surrounding world. For example, favorable meetings with people who interest you, material resources, or fortunate life circumstances. It's also important to learn how to stop and repel situations that negatively affect you. Now, I will show you how energy works. We want to teach you how to cleanse yourself, your loved ones, and eventually the world from the influence of destructive energies. These energies manifest as illness, failures in business, and feelings of loneliness. Destructive energies invade us as thoughts, weakness, uncertainty, and as a decline in spirit. We sincerely want you to learn how to feel a sense of peace, harmony, and contentment in every moment of your life. Let's explore how to influence the world around us using energy. If you want to focus a directed beam or sphere of energy, the external impulse kata method will suit you. You can also learn to form an energy field, such as the energy form of an astral blade. If you wish to learn the technique of creating a cleansing field or an explosive energy field, you should study the kata of Rei.
extreme times, when the fate of the entire planet is at stake, it is crucial for the knowledge of angels and benevolent spirits to spread as quickly as possible, globally, and reach thousands of people. In this way, we can change the future of all humanity. Which is why we are addressing you, dear soul of light. Spread the knowledge about our wise books and films. Share links to videos or cartoons. All of this is available and free. Invite women to individual practices, webinars, and seminars. And the Great Spirit of Light will help you and your family. It will direct an enormous amount of energy to fulfill all your desires. Benevolent spirits and angels will assist you and your loved ones in all matters. A thread of light and love extends from your heart to the hearts of thirsty women, and the creation of good and the dissemination of enlightened knowledge throughout the world begins. Become part of the mission of light. Help people, and God will help you.